that I got the phone call, I was asleep, and the phone rang, and it was one of my cousins, and he told me that Jimmy was gone.
I didn't get into the city limits and I got a phone call. I went to the store and they told me that Tanner had passed.
In 2022, nearly 50,000 Americans died by suicide. That's one death every 10 minutes.
Suicide rates in the agricultural workforce are 3.5 times higher than in the general population.
According to the CDC, the agriculture industry has a much higher level of suicide, surpassing the rates of all other occupational groups.
Living in a small rural farming area, these statistics have not only affected our friends and families, but also our entire community.
I think for many of us that grew up in an agriculture environment, we like to think maybe we're tough enough to withstand all the issues that you face every day, but the reality, it has an effect on you.
You know, we really felt like it was important for us to get the AgriStress hotline up and running because we've seen a lot of difficult times in agriculture in the last couple of years. We've had drought for 2 years running, and we had high input costs, high fuel prices, challenging time finding labor, and we knew that there was a lot of stress out there in the agriculture community, and we wanted there to be a safe place for farming and ranching community members to turn to, no matter what their age was or what their situation might be.
But you know, the reality of it, it's a whole different lifestyle than what most people that live. And you got to understand, for the volume of product and for what all we do every day to feed the world, basically, you got to understand what goes with the stress of that job and how important it is and how you deal with that on a daily basis.
What is unique about the AgriStress helpline is that the voice on the other end of the phone, or the text message if you choose to text, they understand agriculture. They understand what it is to deal with weather challenges. They understand what high input costs mean. They understand what it means to say that you are going to go AI a group of cattle. The terminology that we use in agriculture, they are very familiar with. A lot of times the voice on the other end is someone who either grew up on a farm or ranch or currently is living on a farm or ranch. And so that's what makes this unique from the 988 number that is out there. We encourage people to call either number. We just want them to know that there's a place for them to turn to for help, even if it's just to have someone to vent to.
The only thing I can say is locally, it's been a tough couple of years. We've had back-to-back droughts. That has led to extremely low yields. A lot of stress has come from that. I have had many producers tell me how concerned they are with their APHs dropping and making farm payments. We have to take care of each other. So always remember that it does get better. There are tough years, but it will get better. And we want everybody to take care of themselves. Self-care is so important.
Don't be afraid to reach out for help. I mean, don't be ashamed of it. Don't be worried about it. We all need help at some point in our lives and in our daily lives. You know, reach out to somebody, reach out to a friend. If you don't want to reach out to a friend or family member, that's why we have these hotlines set up that you can call, and there's people on the other end of that understands what it's like to be a farmer.
Once we put him in the ground, that's when I realized my best friend he's gone.
Jimmy's decision to do what he did didn't really take care of the problem or the burden. It just took it off of his shoulders, so to speak, and put it on a whole bunch of other people's shoulders.
The reality of suicide is undeniable, and its impact is widespread. When we started this project in August, suicide had already left its mark on our small farming community.
However, the importance of watching for signs and symptoms became even more apparent when in the last month of this project, 2 more individuals directly connected to those in this video, one 24 years old and one age 91, succumbed to suicide. This realization is not only heartbreaking, but proves the alarming escalation of suicide within the agriculture community.
If you, a friend, relative, or even your favorite farmer at the local farmers market appears to be struggling with mental health, it is crucial to intervene.
Encourage them to call or text the AgriStress helpline or dial 988. Remember, before making any rash decisions, prioritize self-care and put your family first. Suicide is a stark reality that permeates our surroundings, but it is not the solution.